Greetings, AMCers. I'm John Campia. This weekend, the new film Final Destination 5 opens in AMC theaters everywhere. Now, on a bit of a personal note, I've got to admit I haven't been a big fan of the Final Destination franchise, but this film I had an awful lot of fun with. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to be the most fun you have being scared this year. Now, recently I had a chance to sit down with pretty much the entire cast of the film. Here's our conversation.
Death doesn't like to be cheated.
I've seen this before. A lucky few survive the disaster, and then one by one, death comes for them all.
Not a lot of, even the best of films, very rarely get sequels, let alone
Yes,
third
true.
films, or fourth films, or fifth films. What it is about Final Destination that keeps the audience coming back again and again and keep demanding more?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the horror genre in general is one that just devotes, and it goes to science fiction as well, and fantasy, of which I'm a part of, and a lot of friends that are part of. It's a world you want to keep living in, and for whatever reason it is. What I like about Final Destination is that it kind of combines a lot of those. It has the supernatural element, it has a little bit of that fantasy sci-fi to it, and it has the great deaths and these great horrors. But what's great about it, I think, as being someone who doesn't love horror so much, in the fact that I don't like Saw movies where you see a person just like killing, just torturing someone else.
Torture point.
Because it does make me walk away feeling like humans are miserable people. And in this one, I don't walk away with that feeling. I'm terrified. I think it's horrifying, and the creative imagination is horrifying. But I think people get to walk away with a certain levity. They can talk about the funny parts.
Yeah.
They can talk about what was shocking and laugh about it. And in that way, I think that's what sets Final Destination apart from the rest.
I think the first movie, when they tapped into people's desire and need to see how people die, and then and treat it in kind of a humorous way to see how you can do it top yourself. That has tapped into something, and something inside of all of us. And so that's why we keep, as an audience, we keep going, okay, we want to see another one.
Right.
We want to see another one. And they tapped into something, and we're ready for the next one.
Yeah. It's the creativity. They keep outdoing themselves, And then you get that reality factor, that you get to look into someone's life and, so it's
I think it's a better way to go through life, though, is to we all know we're going to die one day. It's the elephant in all our lives, so why not laugh at death in the face and because it'd be a horrible way to live if you're always like, I'm going to die. It'd be a tough way to live your life if you didn't sort of laugh at death. I laugh at you, Tony Todd. I'm laughing at you.
I asked the rest of the cast this question. I said, one of the things that has dogged me, a question that's dogged me for all of them, and I'm fascinated about this, is at the beginning of all these films, we have a character who has a premonition that then kind of sets everything in motion. And I asked all the other performers in the film, where does that premonition come from?
Yeah,
Who's
that's a
sending
great
that premonition?
question.
And all of them said this, Tony Todd. Now, nobody said they know that, I just asked for opinion, but where do you guys think that premonition comes from, and do you think they'll ever explore that in the Final Destination series?
Well, Tony can talk about whether or not they're going to explore it, I think. Because
I know everything.
Well, because
Yeah.
he's the one that is that through line, and he's the one that's had the backstory conversations about that character.
Yeah.
He's the one that's the closest to trying to actually work inside the mythology. I think that is a great question. I mean, I absolutely ask myself this question, which is that why does this guy get some sort of divine intervention that saves him? And for what? For what reason is he saved? Only to seemingly lose it, and the question is, what does Bloodworth, what game is being played? To me, it feels like he's being toyed with, but it may be beyond that, maybe my character figures it out or not.
Or for why that person though? For every day, there's thousands of people that are going to die, right? So the question becomes not who supplied the premonition, but why is that person selected to be saved?
Why is the bigger question?
Yeah, I kind of think that the person or the thing that's giving off these premonitions is death itself. Because I almost feel like because in this movie we kind of give death a embodiment. It doesn't have a physical presence or it doesn't have a physical body, but it has a presence and it's kind of always chasing us. And I almost wonder if it wants you to beat it, and so it gives you this premonition and it gives you all the tools you need. But then we don't listen, so then it just takes us.
Listen, guys, the film is an awful lot of fun. We can't wait to have it on AMC screens. Congratulations.
Oh, great.
Final Destination 5 opens in AMC theaters everywhere this weekend, but there's no need to wait. Follow the links in this post to buy your tickets online right now. I'm John Campia for AMC Theaters, where movies live.